Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Roland Sars. I'm the CEO of Media Distillery, and I'm here from my home office in The Hague, in the Netherlands, where I've been working for the past 3 months. So, and this morning I would like to talk with you about content discovery. So, empowering TV users to find content just in a blink of an eye. And especially during these Corona times, while we are in quarantine or in a kind of lockdown, this topic is getting more and more relevant. Recent research by just late April, it showed that the worldwide media consumption in home has increased massively. So time spent watching news went up with 67%, shows and films up with 51%, and just regular broadcast TV channels up with 45%. So that's quite impressive. And one of the main key aspects nowadays is the time to find and discover relevant content faster. So the longer it will take for your viewers, the less relevant content they can apparently find, and the faster you will lose their loyalty. So, but how to enrich your video service with the perfect recommendations and a search function that allows consumers to discover the content they're mostly interested in, and how to get rid of the zero results found when viewers actively search for content of their interest. So they say content is king, but what's the point in having content nobody can actually find? So in the next 15 minutes, I would like to share our perspectives on how content discovery should be done and how it shouldn't. So to start, I'd like to illustrate that we're currently living deep in the experience economy. This concept, created in 1999, it started with an article about innovation, arguing that businesses should orchestrate memorable moments and events for their consumers or for their customers, and that the memory itself actually becomes the product, so the experience. And Starbucks is the ultimate example of the experience economy. So they took an commodity like coffee beans, they productize it, they deliver it as a service, like a cup of coffee, and ultimately people are willing to pay over $5 or more for a cup of coffee, where for the commodity, just the beans would just cost 3 to 2 cents per cup. Because Starbucks also includes a distinctive ambience and an experience as a coffee shop. So, and this experience economy is very relevant in the TV and entertainment as well. Netflix, they basically invented binge watching. They set the standard for the experience of time spent digesting new content episode after episode and hour after hour. But today's shift in the experience economy, it says that people won't passively accept the experiences they're given anymore. They want greater control over what they have to watch and the choices that they actually have. And the key here are usability and user experience for the user. When the experience on the TV platform is pleasant and productive, then they are willing to actually pay for it. So nowadays, TV providers have two very important KPIs. So the first is reducing the time spent searching for content. And the second is increasing the viewer engagement rate. So keeping your users' eyes on your content is a perfect way for you to actually measure how satisfied they are. It is your satisfaction rate, it is your NPS, your Net Promoter Score. So the question is how you can create an experience to skip the endless browsing to serve viewers your unique content seamlessly. And obviously, as a result, to stand out from other video platforms, to bump your NPS and your customer loyalty and viewership rates. In the next few slides, I will illustrate 4 ways to speed up content discovery, and I'll base them on 4 different user personas. And I'm sure that all of us have been one of these user personas, one of these viewers with some good and some bad and some ugly experiences. So let me show you how we can get these 4 a better user experience. First viewer is Lucas. And Lucas is actually looking for a topic, a trend, an event, or a public figure. For example, he wants the latest about the SpaceX shuttle launch, which happened just a week and a half ago, or the protests in many US cities, or the latest about the travel restrictions and countries opening up again for tourists in these Corona times. Lucas has just very little time spare, and he doesn't want a result dead end. In fact, nobody wants to see zero results found. So this is for you the opportunity to provide him a very good user experience. If you don't have exactly what Lucas is looking for, whether it's a program or a person, just make sure that you can guide him into the right direction to content he might enjoy, even if you don't have the exact word-for-word match. This is a first crucial step for TV service providers. As more and more content comes available on the market, it's getting more difficult for viewers to find what they're actually looking for. So make it your goal to actually give Lucas recommendations such as trending topics or the latest news to test. Then test and learn how he likes it and how he engages with the content, and then improve what you will serve next. And the key question here is obviously, how can you test the stickiness of your content? Well, I think this can be done by an accurate understanding of what your content, video content, is actually made up of. So identifying topics, faces, objects, and content snippets that users prefer. Machine learning algorithms can actually help you with this mission. Cross-referencing millions of clips and content sources and combining into meaningful categories for your users' content discovery. So let me show you a video of how this technology might work for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayla Titus and I'm here with Women's Health. I've designed an amazing upper body and core workout just for you. Let's get going.
Good evening. That doesn't feel like enough, does it? It's just, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am tremendously honored to be UN Women's advocate for political participation and leadership.
This might be one of the best cars on sale.
As the planet gets warmer, the Arctic is heating up at double the rate, and Greenland in particular is warming even faster.
The amount of water that's produced all across this landscape has increased, like it's doubled in the last 50 years.
So this video just explains how much text can be added to a short video. This was just 1 minute. But then imagine applying this technology to thousands of hours of content on a daily basis. This can be live broadcast content, VOD, documentaries, you name it. This will create a wealth of information to give users meaningful results to their search queries. And with these insights, you don't have to just use the word-for-word search criteria matches. Instead, you can make a metadata search engine that applies data that your user gives to you and dig up what they actually watch instead of what they type, and then use these search items to actually serve up content featuring similar topics, interests, or people. This brings us to a second viewer, which is Sarah. And Sarah is a diehard football fan from England. So based on understanding what is inside the content, as I just explained, inside the content that Sarah watches, you don't only know that she likes the latest news in broad categories like sports or even football, but you really understand which team or even which player she prefers, as well as the specific matches that she plays all the way through and the moments she would like to rerun. You really start to build a rich profile of what she wants to watch. And based on understanding her watching habits, you can also better understand who she actually is. After all, every user is basically greater than just the sum of our postcodes, our age bracket, or our gender. And Sarah is not just a demographic, she's a human being. She's a football junkie, as I mentioned. She loves Liverpool FC. She likes Virgil van Dijk, the captain, and she wants to watch every post-match interview with Virgil. Also on non-sport shows, interviews or talk shows, anything where he's making his appearance. So in the top left corner, you see that you can actually show different videos from different programs on different channels based on a specific preference for a user. Here in this case, Virgil van Dijk. But Sarah also appreciates details. As well as enriching search results, you can also actually enrich her watching experience by helping her skim through program reels if it's a longer program. So you can actually cut out specific elements. In this example, you see Sky News on the right bottom, where you actually can skip through and immediately identify the clip, which is about football, about Liverpool, and actually an interview with Virgil van Dijk. So you can actually navigate through personal content highlights over a longer segment. But not many users won't even bother to use the search bar. That's right. So, and this third viewer, John, is one of them. He's a typical binge watcher. One episode rolls over into the other. Each video leads to the next, and algorithms got to know his preference and just keep suggesting more and more content. And for many people, this level of choice and personalization is a great experience. You can just sign up and follow. John can watch whatever he wants and whenever he wants it. And sometimes he gets surprised with content he didn't even know he wanted to watch, and content he didn't search for. But he didn't know it existed until you actually showed him based on his preferences. And we think that streaming at its best means two things. First, it's seamless. And second, it intuits with what a user wants to watch next, even when they don't know it themselves yet. If you do this well, you crack this nut, then serving recommendations does not just mean pushing the content that you want John to watch. You should push content that you think John could enjoy based on his preferences. And binge watching doesn't need to be episodes or series, but it can be any kind of content. And it also can be shorter clips or documentaries or such like. So you can actually better spread your discovery paths beyond the main menu to keep your viewer with you. So as an illustration, for example, somebody just watched the complete Oscar ceremony. Then you could, let's say, as a next recommendation, propose a behind-the-scenes interview with the winning actor of the best picture in a talk show that just was broadcasted a few days ago. And then does a user rather use to snack content rather than to binge it? Instead of letting him pause and replay small segments, you can stitch them actually together into a string of shorter content clips that you know that the user might enjoy. For example, in this example on the right bottom, where you see small clips, small snippets from different programs or different channel about one particular topic that somebody might enjoy. This is about Formula One and about Red Bull driver Max Verstappen. You can create a carousel where you can actually continue watching clips about a certain topic. Once you really understand what your user wants by understanding the metadata via their viewing habits, you can actually turn their home screen into a custom dashboard featuring visual news feeds, snackable content reels, current and undiscovered favorite shows. And this basically brings me to my last persona, which is Sophie. A home screen with personal highlights can potentially cut out any unnecessary steps. And instead of a single recommendation on a single topic, Sophie actually wants a quick overview of all the news and the entertainment that she missed while being away for the weekend. So with a good home screen, it will basically dynamically reflect the topics or interests Sophie wants to watch based on her personal profile, and it shows them in the right sequence and the right size so she can consume it in a way that she wants to watch it, right whenever she switches on her device. And to get this content mix right, she will actually start to see your home screen as something of a personalized social media feed, a go-to of what's going on based on her video content fingerprint. It follows that visuals on a home screen, well, in fact, on any screen, it should be engaging and relevant for the user, for Sophie in this case. This is her primary way to decide which video to watch and whenever she sticks or switches the channel. And to understand Sophie's content preferences and video habits, metadata becomes a very powerful tool to help you capture and understand her consumer interactions with the video content. And with deep content tagging, this is a solution that actually indexes video catalogs and automatically generate tags by understanding what is inside each video content. So the next era in the experience economy is already there, and there's still plenty of space for TV service providers to create a personalized choice for every viewer, depending on their unique preferences. And this does not just mean making sure that content shows up whenever they search for it, but it also means seeing that that their next recommendation mirrors and intuits with what they want to watch on a very relevant level. So it is time to actually start understanding your users and the content they watch, and to provide them the experiences they're looking for nowadays. Improving content discovery should not just be a strategic goal for tomorrow, but it's actually a survival need for TV service providers today. So this brings me to the end of my story this morning. If you're interested, you can navigate to our website, mediadistillery.com, where you can actually get free access to a live and real-time demo dashboard. And if you have any questions right now or later on during this morning, you can actually contact me through my Twitter handle, which is @RolandSars, as you can see on the slide, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you for now, and enjoy the rest of this virtual event.